like to say thank you very much on the behalf of our club and our community, and giving the time to us to be in your busy schedule, and with just the recognition of your time and all the support to our club. We would like to donate some little amount of money for End of the Polio program, which one we are that close to finish, and they are very countable case. They are almost close to zero, and if the things goes like that, the polio is totally in the world because of the Rotary and the Rotary support. That's your letter.
Thank you very much.
There's a little pin for you.
Excellent.
To End of the polio.
Excellent.
And this is our club banner.
Excellent.
And and this is the evidence. It's a sunrise.
I know. I know. I'll put that on the door of my bedroom. Thank you very much. Were there any questions that I could answer for anyone out of that? You could answer. That's exactly.
Yeah, I'm asking on behalf of my younger son, who's a developer, both in Vancouver and West Van. I think I've asked Sharon this too. Is there any plan to speed up the whole permit granting process? Now, I know it's even worse in Vancouver, but West Van is really difficult too. So,
Thank you for the
they
question.
own that big old ugly house right next to the Pink Palace. That they are not selling it because they realize they can't sell it because nobody can get a permit to redevelop that land. So, is there any plan to increase staffing or some way to speed up?
Thank you for that question. When Jim Bailey answered the question yesterday at the real estate board meeting, when he first started with West Vancouver, which is almost over 2 or 3 years ago, our wait times were about 3 weeks for build, and now we're down to 12 to 14 weeks. There has been a number of specific things that council has approved to streamline, so taking decisions actually off the council table on building permits or development permits for duplexes, for simple infill. We've delegated that to staff because coming to council slows down the process. So there have been a number, and yes, we've had to get some more staff, and there was a report, there's been 2 studies done on how to streamline our processes, and Jim actively implemented a number of those. So we are now more in the 3-month range for a building permit, where it was much longer before, and they track it and they monitor it. And the only way you can improve is by tracking and monitoring and continuing that. So thanks for that question.
A question.
Oh, I think you don't have the question. Okay, sorry.
In terms of the area plans, any ballpark estimates on the timing of Horseshoe Bay, then I guess it's Ambleside and then Taylor Way? Is that how it works? That's the order?
That is the order at this point. So the idea that Horseshoe Bay, we're starting now. The plan said there's a 4-phase process that's been developed, and staff are starting with the first phase shortly. So, and that's a visioning phase is the first phase, and then there'd be designs and running it by the community. So it's a 4-stage process, and we're really trying to do it within a year from now. So next spring to summer. Then Ambleside. Now, Ambleside, I know there's also an eagerness to move forward, and so I'm personally trying to do some foundational work with our staff about visioning, getting some exciting speakers in to talk, to get people thinking about what the Ambleside Town Centre could be, to get council all on the same page. So that will follow, but I wouldn't say we're going to do nothing. If we want to do foundational work now, because Ambleside's a big nut to crack, from basically 11th or 13th, sorry, and now my brain is foggy, but all the way to 23rd, and just defining the boundaries going up to Inglewood. It's a big area. Yeah, so that one is to follow. creative ideas around social, including rental housing, including below market rental, more affordable housing. So, yeah, that is the plan, but we're trying to move things along as quickly as possible. There's a big need,
Yeah.
and we recognize that.
Okay, thank you.
My question is not so much a question, but a request for support. As Matt mentioned, we're giving something to Polio Plus. There's this tendency amongst others to be a little bit anti-vaccinations, and if that trend continues, it could be a disaster for what we're trying to do with polio. So anything to encourage vaccinations and support in that area, great.
And I couldn't agree more. Chris, I've talked to several people, and there's some people in the room here who will remember before these vaccines were available. And think about it. It's funny that now we're rejecting vaccines, or some members of the population are. When there was a time when people were begging for these vaccines, they would line up around the corner to get the polio vaccine because of the significant disability caused by polio. And it wasn't that long ago that this vaccine was introduced. That, I think what was it, the late 50s or something?
Yeah.
That, and I was born in 61. I'll say that. And I thank my lucky stars that the polio vaccine was available when I was born, but it wasn't that much. The line was very close to that date, and I remember that. Yeah. So thank you for that reminder.
One more question, Mayor Booth, and then we'll have to close.
I do not know, okay, first of all, my name is Andrade, last name is Pogosian, and I do not know to name it question or proposal. I love West Vancouver.
I'm already married though.
Yes. My proposal, sorry, not to you, to the city. I love the city, and I know the city is very beautiful, but everybody takes it as granted by God and given by God is beautiful, that's it. Now, my firm thinking is that everybody here and all the city will work hard to make it beautiful. Now, what is missing, that's my personal word. Everything is beautiful, but missing sculptures. Nice, beautiful, everywhere in the city, seashore, which will reflect the history of the city, the prominent citizens of the city. That sculpture is giving visual history of the city, and there is nothing. There is a couple of things only native, which is not bad, but it's not enough. Now, if you give us permission, we'll sit down and figure out. I have the artist sculptures. They will use not wood, they will use very beautiful stone, red color, and make nice, beautiful sculpture in every corner where you decide. If you give us the location, people will sculpture.
Thank you.
Sculpture of the mayor.
My Basca.
Yeah.
No,
That sculpture will reflect the diversity, will reflect the
Yes.
friendship of the
Yes.
citizens.
Yeah. Part of your arts and culture
Yes.
program.
There you
well, and I want to say thank you very much for that, highlighting that and that very kind offer. I agree with you. One of the most effective ways to bring people together is through arts and is through recreation. And I do have a vision around a welcoming arts center. That's I want to wait to see what the arts and culture facilities groups comes up with. But public art that you're referring to is absolutely critical to that vibrancy, inclusiveness, and livability piece. We actually have a public art advisory committee. And that, if you write me, and Nancy will follow up, my assistant, and give you the chair's name, because we didn't have this before. We do have some lovely public art, by the way, but not a lot. And I think we need more. And so get you in touch with the committee, but we've also started designating, we created a fund, which we didn't have, a public art fund until recently. And 1% of each development revenues are going in, the CACs are going into that public art fund. We put some money into it to start it, and it's growing every year. So not only now do we have the process, we have the money. So your timing is perfect.
And also, Chris Stringer and somebody else from the West Van Arts Council speaking to our club in a couple of weeks' time. So that's a good time to also put that forward to them about this public art. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
One more question.
I'll try not to take too much time, but my name is David Siradze. I'm with the SB Business Group, and we're doing the remediation of the West Vancouver Marina that's right by the Thunderbird. I mean, it's long overdue, and we're happy that we were able to get that project and bring it up. But my question is about transportation. We're also happen to be representatives, exclusive representatives with the Green Line yachts. That's the hybrid boats. That is, again, so we're trying to do it all nice and green and less pollution. I live on Eagle Island, and every day I have to cross the street, but it's a water street, right? And you know, we're also trying to promote and use the electric barges that, you know, with all the pollution and so on, I believe this is the way to go, and we see where the industry is going. So my question is also, if there are any plans of alternate commute, like using the electric or hybrid transportation by water between the cities. I traveled a lot, and I see a lot that it is all happening in the other cities in Europe and all over the world. And it seems like we're a waterfront community, and there's really no much, I would say, also support for that. We all know that yachts are, like it's all for reach or, with money and so, but it could be now used to really, for people and for cheap transportation, because it really costs way less than anything. And the last one is the buses, right? So they're also the electric and hydrogen buses. And sometimes I drive, Marine Drive, and you drive behind this 250 or whatever, and sometimes you see so much pollution. So I'm like, I wish it would be electric, or it would be hydrogen, or their alternatives. So the question is there anything in the work? Is like, where do we stand, right? As a community, as West End, where do we stand in kind of that?
So thank
sorry,
you for those good questions.
That's
And
a whole other speech.
I'll just answer them quickly regarding the ferry idea and the better use of our waterfront. I was in Scandinavia last year, and Copenhagen and Stockholm, they use their waterfront much better than we do. As chair of the INSTEP, I will look at that. They did talk about ferry use along the waterfront, not so much go to downtown, but even to go heading east as another eastern connection. And we're also thinking about how we can upgrade our pier to accommodate 14th waterfront access. So that is on our radar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then the bus issue, I know the B lines are a hybrid LNG, I want to say, natural gas, sorry. I don't think they're hydrogen, but natural gas, hybrid. So the newer buses are the ones that are planned for the B line, and I know TransLink is working towards more green alternatives. And now with the price of gas and apparently the shortage of gas, we're going to be forced to do this. So yeah, so thank you for those excellent questions. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Mayor Ruth. No one mentioned that I have most recently been placing my mother in care, and one of the huge challenges we have in particularly here on the North Shore is housing for seniors, and there's just not enough, and there's not the right kind, and I'm beginning to think that one of our large populations here on the North Shore is going to be Filipino caregivers, because there are a tremendous influx of caregivers due to the fact that we're just not able to meet the housing needs of our seniors, and so that's a big challenge as well. participate in the public consultation processes. So thank you all very much